Howdy folks, I'm going to show you guys a really good setup that I found, but just in case you guys want to run still want to run Dolby Atmos while you're running 120 Hertz, I'll show you guys real quick how to do the 120 Hertz and Dolby Atmos. And what I mean is, particularly you want to run your Xbox One X HDMI into your TV. Even though you have a Dolby Atmos receiver, you're gonna run the HDMI from your Xbox One X to your LG OLED, right? And then you're gonna run the HDMI from your receiver out of the ARC from your output of your receiver into the in of your LG OLED. Once you have that, you're depending on what kind of Dolby Atmos receiver you have. I particularly have a Yamaha RX-A 1070. But first thing you want to do is you're going to go ahead and go to your receiver, and like I said, this particular receiver is a Yamaha. So in Yamaha, I would go into the HDMI and turn on this control. Now, once you turn that on, I'm not going to turn this on, but because I found a better way. But if you want to run Dolby Atmos, you would turn this HDMI control on. Once you turn that on, you go to your display here. You're gonna look up sounds, and you're gonna change. You're gonna click on the HDMI audio return channel, and then it'll sync between your audio receiver and your TV. And when you watch a movie or play a game in 120 Hertz, you're gonna have the Dolby Atmos surround sound, which is great. But what I discovered was, when I run an optical port instead, out of my Xbox One, I get more thump. It's a lot louder for some reason. So I'm using the optical port for sound, and then I simulate the Dolby Atmos on the receiver by changing the modes on the receiver to the simulated Dolby Atmos, even though I use only Dolby Digital, right? Then on your Xbox One, show you guys. On Xbox One, what you're gonna do is go to your settings, TV and display options, and you would turn the resolution to 1440p and 120 Hertz refresh rate, and then you'll check your video modes and make sure that you do have the auto low latency mode and the variable refresh rate checked. Once you have this checked, you're running 120 Hertz truly. But the way I'm running it is, for sound, I am using, instead of using Dolby Atmos for the audio return channel, I'm using my optical wires, and it's a lot louder. So And then if you, like I said, with most receivers, especially the Dolby Atmos one, when you run surround sound, you can always simulate the Dolby Atmos, on your receiver if you want that. But so that's the option I'm using for sound. And so instead of using Dolby Atmos for the ARC, I'm using my optical port, and I'm running Dolby Digital. And then on my receiver, I'm running the. Hey, let me see if I can show you on the screen here. Some Yamaha. Let's see what I'm running here. Yamaha here. It's information. Yeah, so this is what I'm running right now for my format. So I'm just running the 5.1, and so I'm still getting my Dolby Atmos, but it's not true Dolby Atmos, but it's a simulated one. And of course, if you guys own a Dolby Atmos receiver, you know what I'm talking about. You can always switch to that. It's just simulated, so if you want to get your high channels, or you can just run it straight or standard, and it'll just be a regular 5.1 or 7.1 depending on your setup. But I like to have my sound audio loud as much as possible. So that's why I'm not even running Dolby Atmos when I'm running 120 hertz. And I enjoy a lot more, because as long as it's Dolby Digital, all right. So that's how you run your 120 hertz off your Xbox One X. And like I said, you would have to have a 2.1 HDMI port on your TV display, because as long as you have that, you can run 120 hertz. And like I said, once you do that, you're gonna run your ARC out from your receiver into the end of your display that says ARC. And then the Xbox One X, you're gonna run the HDMI out of your Xbox One X into any port on your 2.1 HDMI port on your display. And then you synchronize it by turning it on your receiver, and you turn it on your display, and it'll auto sync. And if you do all that and you don't get no sound, then you probably have to designate the output channel on your receiver. Pick a port that you want to output that sound. And what I found out was when I run optical out of my Xbox One, it's a lot cleaner and sounds better doing it this way on an optical port. But I still want that Dolby Atmosphere sound, so I just simulated on my receiver. So, and then if you guys were wondering how I run my settings on my C9 series, I'll just quickly show you guys real quick. Oh yeah, before I show you guys that, so obviously on the display when you're running your Xbox One X, you want to make sure that you have the HDMI Ultra HD color. Obviously you want that on. But make sure your instant game response is on. That way, you're guaranteed to have you're running that variable refresh rate. And then when you're watching movies, right? Obviously, if you have an LG, just run it. You can run on any port besides 2, because 2, I believe that should be the ARC. So let's go. Yep, the 2 is the ARC. And then when you're running, like, say, a movie, you want to run a movie, you do not want this instant game response on this port, because it'll just switch to game response and it'll be like HDR, and then it'll be in game mode, and then unless you like that, but I don't. So you want that off, and of course you have your ultra HD deep color, you want that on. And then before I end this video, I was going to show you guys real quick. When I watch a movie on here, I tinker around with it a lot. You guys do what you guys want, obviously, what you guys like. I just leave it on standard. And then when Dolby Vision content shows up, I still do the same settings. But basically, this is my settings for my C9. I always leave the OLED light at 100, the contrast at 100. The brightness, I bring it down to 45. Sharpness, 30 is probably best. I just leave it at 43 because I can't really tell the difference. So I would put the sharpness between 30 to 43. Color, I just do 70. Maybe that's too high, but I just leave it at 70. Temperature doesn't matter. MI advanced controls, dynamic contrast high, color high, white high, a gamma, leave it on low. And for the picture options, medium, low. And for the True Motion, I know a lot of people do not like True Motion on, but like if you're not running 120 hertz, you want the True Motion on so you don't get the jitter. So I always have the real cinema on and True Motion on. But like I said, if you're not running 120 hertz, you want True Motion, you want that on smooth. So that is how I run my movies when I want to watch 4K movies or Blu-ray movies. I just leave it on standard. And then when I want to stream stuff and play video games, I do all that in 120 hertz. So I hope this helped you guys with a better visual of how to run 120 hertz and Dolby Atmos or Dolby Digital sound. And this way, when you run it, you're guaranteed to have the 120 hertz variable refresh rate, and you'll still get your sound. So thanks for watching, guys, and subscribe if you like this, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Hooded Dragons out.